Okay, you've reading, got it. All right, great, thank you. Welcome, everybody. Namaste. It's great to see you on this snowy day. Didn't amount to the greatest storm ever, but it's good that we're all safe and warm and inside.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us, and thank you for taking time to meditate. Every time you meditate, you get a little bit healthier and a little bit happier, and you make the world a little bit more peaceful. And that's a great thing. So thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And Emily, thanks for hosting us.
Yes.
My name's Tess, and
I'm Noni.
And today is all about you. We want to answer any questions you might have about meditation. How is your practice going at home? Have you encountered any obstacles in meditation, or obstacles to finding time or space or quiet to do meditation? We want to help. So we want to hear from you, any questions at all that you might have. And don't worry if you don't have one right away. We brought a few questions too.
Yes, we did.
Anybody
and I just let you know that 3 people just joined on as you we're getting started there. So just want to let you know we now have 9 of us in here today.
That's fabulous.
Great.
Wonderful. Welcome, everybody. So we'd like to know if you have any questions about your meditation practice or your meditation journey.
If you raise your hand, then
Or
Emily
just
might be able to say, you're the designated speaker. No, please don't be bashful.
All right. No burning question yet? I have one for
Okay.
Noni.
I think Ray has a question.
Oh,
here.
great, Ray.
Yes, I do. Thank you. Hi there. My first time. I'm really grateful for the opportunity to do this, and it's only because of the storm that I can. You're all on Zoom, so I checked in. I recently was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, and I joined the boxing group, and that's how I found out about this, and I'm here and grateful.
That is so wonderful. Welcome, welcome. And I have good news. Starting in January, we're going to do a once a month Zoom for sure.
Wow,
And
that's great.
It'll be on Wednesdays at 5:30, not every Wednesday, but we'll send out a schedule so everybody can participate.
Perfect.
Doesn't matter where we are, even in Georgia. Yeah. That's awesome. So Noni, when I meditated recently, I felt kind of restless and agitated. What went wrong?
Well, nothing went wrong. What you felt was your mind realizing that it no longer runs the show. Our minds think that they're hot stuff, and they normally take us along for the ride. Sitting alone in absolute quiet with no distractions is something foreign to most Westerners. This is a new habit, a new mind habit that will take some time to become established. It will take some time for your restless, drunken monkey mind to see that she isn't threatened or he isn't threatened, and that in 20 minutes, he or she can go back to swinging from branch to branch or choose to remain calm. It's important to remember that to bring kindness and friendliness to your mind. As your practice deepens, your mind will start to settle in and behave itself. Even after all the years that I have meditated, there are days when it still chatters away. So we'll give you some tips later on. There will also be days where you experience a nice deep meditation as soon as you sit down. Some days it's going to feel more like a chore, but if you stick with it, the benefit is equal, whether your meditation feels smooth or rough around the edges. Before very long, you'll see the deepening and positive changes in your life. It's important not to be attached to a particular experience in meditation. I must admit that I have been guilty of that at times. I like particular things to happen, and sometimes they don't. So talk to your mind, just tell it, it's okay, that'll happen again, maybe not today. We all want a deep, blissful meditation. Sometimes that happens, and some days it's more superficial, and that's normal. Meditation is never the same from day to day. It always changes. So go with the flow. Remain flexible, challenge yourself to befriend every meditation without difference, without judging it. Because no matter how it happens to feel at the time, meditation is always going to yield a benefit and improvement to your health and your daily life. Does anyone have a question now? Don't be bashful. So I have a question for you, Tess.
Okay.
What if I fall asleep while I'm meditating? Is it still meditating? Do I still get the benefits?
We all will have that happen from time to time, especially in the beginning. And sometimes, because in meditation you can relax so deeply, it's hard to tell the difference whether you were asleep or you were in a very deep meditation, because when you settle completely, you lose awareness of your body. You stop thinking. There's a quiet, peaceful, calm state without any activity or any input from the senses. And that's a lot like sleep in many ways. And so you may come to and not know, was I asleep or was I in deep meditation? The good news is it doesn't really matter. If you fall asleep while you're meditating, you still get the benefit. It'll just be an extra nice nap because it'll be a little more beneficial. Meditation naps are really quite lovely. We don't want to train our brains to fall asleep when we sit to meditate, though. So, and in time, the mind and the body both begin to get accustomed to the practice of meditating and sitting for the 20 minutes. And the sleeping happens less and less unless we're completely exhausted. So if you do fall asleep and you do come to, just open one eye a tiny bit and check your clock and see, do I still have time for meditation? And if you do, then close your eye, take a nice deep breath, and go back to repeating the mantra on the in-breath and the out-breath. And we'll go over that more extensively in the meditation instructions. Yes. So, anybody else have a question? Well,
You have one for me?
in that case, is there such a thing, Noni, as a rough meditation?
Well, one could feel a bit frustrated at times in meditation because we want that deep, relaxing experience. And some days we get agitated. We have agitated thoughts. Our minds are making lists of what we're going to do as soon as we're done. Our emotions are all over the place. That's called a rough meditation, but it's perfectly natural. Don't be concerned. Some days your thoughts will flow like a wild, raging river. If things don't feel smooth, as Tess said, you breathe deeply. You repeat the mantra that we'll explain later, and eventually your mind will settle in. It's a matter of you taking the reins of the mind and training it. We were taught, Tess and I, that the rough or the bumpy feeling is a purification process. The mind's not used to this discipline. It takes some time. Our old sensory impressions that have been stored in our minds, in our bodies, will get cleaned out when we meditate. Sometimes that happens and we don't even know it's happening, other than it's kind of rough around the edges. The feeling is akin to antsiness or restlessness, but don't fret. This is a good thing because once the rough edges are smoothed over, in time, meditation will become a haven. So,
Tranquility.
tranquility, peacefulness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rest.
rest. Does anyone else have a question? We're hoping by doing this will prompt somebody to not be bashful.
How about this one, Noni? Oh, you've got one for me.
I have one for you first.
Yeah, okay.
Can bad things still happen to me down the road, even though I meditate? Because some people think if you meditate, all the bad stuff is going to be, like gone. I'm going to be in a good space and nothing bad is going to happen to me. Is that true? Or is that just a mind trick that my mind is
It's a very
telling me?
good question. Meditation makes
Excuse me.
so many parts of life so much better. But
Yeah.
we still have a human existence, and life on earth does still involve struggle. It seems to be equal parts struggle and joy, but we do have to deal with a certain amount of struggle. So buckle up, buttercup. But the great news is what meditation will do for you is it gives you the calm, stable, strong.
Let's pause for a minute. There's somebody who's talking on the phone.
Emily's got it.
I've got people on mute, so we should minimize that background noise there.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay.
So what meditation does is it makes you the eye of the storm. You're calm and stable and peaceful, and you have mental clarity, even though chaos might be swirling around you. So meditation will help give you balance and strength and resilience, and that makes the hard times just so much easier to bear.
I'd also like to add that within us, we have a reserve of serenity and energy and happiness, and that you carry that with you all the time. The more you meditate, the more those things become part and parcel of you in your life on a daily basis. That serenity, that energy, the happiness will begin to fill your being.
Thanks. Anybody have a question?
I have a question.
Yes.
I have, so I'm having trouble trying to meditate every day. Is it better to try to meditate maybe like 6 or 7 minutes every day, or try to really get into doing committing to 20 minutes twice a week?
That's a great question. And it's going to be dependent on the flexibility in your schedule, right? If you can carve out 20 minutes, any chance you get, that's going to have the maximum benefit for you. If you can squeeze in 5 or 6 minutes on a daily basis, by all means do that. Because just the simple act of sitting down and taking 3 deep, mindful breaths that we do when we start every meditation centers us. And once you start to get accustomed to it and accustomed to using the Hum-Sa breath mantra, what it does is it instantly calms and settles the mind and the body. So even for 6 minutes, that's calm that you can use all day long. So any chance you get, go for it.
We teach here in the senior citizens community that we're in, and we had a person who says, I can't sit still for that long. I couldn't possibly sit still. And of course, we started her out with do 2 minutes, work up to 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, work up to 6 or 7. So if it's the mind that's doing it or the body that's refusing, you can do it in increments until your body gets used to it and work up to the 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it all depends on what the obstacle is. If you're too busy or if our minds are too busy.
Yeah.
A great Zen master was asked by his students once, how long should I meditate? And he said, you should definitely meditate for 20 minutes a day, unless you're too busy. then you should meditate for 40 minutes a day.
Mhm.
If you're too busy to meditate, you're just too busy. Any other questions?
If you raise your hand, Emily will zoom you in and we'll listen to you.
I have one.
You have one?
Yes.
Okay.
Where should I meditate?
In the same place every day,
If you can.
if you can. It's best if you can find a clean or you clean it, uncluttered or you unclutter it, quiet, comfortable spot, away from other people, unless you're with a friend and the 2 or 3 of you want to meditate together. All phones should be off and in a distant place. Distraction should be gone, noise, etc. We suggest that you set up a chair, a nice comfy chair, in a quiet corner. Have a shawl ready if you get chilly. Just have it ready so you can put it over you. And then, of course, use the same spot every day. This will enhance your practice because the meditation energy will accumulate in that spot. Now you might say, oh, she's out there. But
This is our meditation space.
yes,
Today you get to join us in our meditation space.
yes. And the interesting thing is if we have company and they sit where I meditate or they sit where Tess meditates, because we share a unit in this senior citizens community, if they happen to sit in that chair, they're like, oh, this is so nice.
It's so calm.
It's so calm. And they just kind of sink into where we have built up that energy.
Yeah, it's amazing.
The other thing is if you have a cat or a dog, but especially a cat,
Cat, yeah.
they will just gravitate to where
That's
you
fine.
have been meditating because they are
Sensitive. Yeah.
they're sensitive and they're piggy. They want all that nice energy that you've built out for them. So yes, try to be in one place every day.
So did I do it wrong on the New York City subway? The
I-
first
no.
5 years that I meditated, I did so on the subway. That was the only time I had time.
Well, what you got to do is you got to somehow train your mind to block out all that noise and the movement and the people bustling and the things whacking into you. So you got a good start. Most of us can't do that, so congratulations. The other thing that will happen when you sit down in that spot is that you'll be like the company or the cat. You know, you'll just settle right in. This is where I do my meditation.
Yeah, and then after just a relatively short period of time, as soon as you sit down to meditate, your body and your mind know the drill and they settle in right away.
Yeah. Anybody with a question yet? No. I have one for Tess. Why did I experience a total void in meditation? There's nothing there. What was that?
What that was is known as the transcendent state or the Turiya state. And what that is a complete suspension of thought, emotion, and bodily awareness, where really all you are resting in is your limitless, expansive consciousness. And that is the goal of meditation. So congratulations.
Thank you.
That is what meditators seek all the time. It's the empty mind that we all aspire to in meditation. So it's a wonderful thing when you experience that lack of sensory input. I mean, we live in such a chaotic world. We're constantly exposed to noise and notifications and distractions and demands. So those precious moments of complete inner stillness are rejuvenative and healing and wonderful. And that place, that center of your consciousness, is your storehouse of strength and bliss and resilience and wisdom. In those silent moments, all kinds of wisdom can bubble up, and happiness. I'm sure those of you who've been meditating for a while have experienced inexplicable joy bubbling up, either during meditation or sometimes even after, outside of meditation. And that's the kind of thing that happens more and more as you meditate. And that space of total stillness is, it's your inner landscape that you get to go and visit every time you sit for meditation.
I don't experience that very often. My experience is so different. Mine has light. And sometimes the light is white, and sometimes it's gold, and sometimes it's neon electric blue.
Yeah.
And
every meditation is different. And every
and
meditator has
different
many,
things.
many experiences in meditation, including lights, including total silence, and everything in between.
For
It's a journey. It's a
Yeah.
wonderful journey of exploration.
This question isn't one that we prepared. I'll try and stump you. Could you explain to anybody who's out there like Ray, who hasn't meditated before,
We don't know that.
some of the physical benefits that can
Oh.
happen?
Yeah.
We
Okay.
know blood pressure.
Yeah. Meditation reduces blood pressure. It reduces heart rate. It improves the function of 9 different regions of the brain. It helps with memory. It helps with motor control. It helps with balance. It helps the 2 hemispheres communicate better. It helps so many, basically every part of the brain. It even makes the amygdala smaller, so the fear center is reduced. And that is because meditators experience less fear. They feel more connected to everything around them. And the more you meditate, the less anxiety and fear you experience. It reduces depression, and it also improves mood and one's sense of well-being and happiness.
Reduces anxiety.
And anxiety.
Yeah.
And those are just a few of the known benefits.
Thank you.
Sure.
You have a question for me?
Anybody else have a question?
Yes, I'd like to ask one.
Yes, right.
Yes.
Is meditation mindfulness on a blank space, and should I remain flaccid when I realized I was tensing up, and I just let myself relax when you were talking, and it just felt so much better that way.
Wonderful.
Perfect.
And we're soon going to start leading us all into meditation. And what we do is focus on the breath and focus on relaxing the whole body. And we start with the facial muscles, and we sit fairly straight, but we want to be as relaxed as possible. Yes. No?
I'm just looking at the clock. Yes, we have a lot of questions. We could skip some of our questions.
No, we have to start the meditation.
Yes. So what we're going to do is to start the meditation, and you'll get to try it out for yourself. And the first thing we do is we take a nice, steady, upright posture. And posture is key to allowing the meditative energy to flow through the chakras, or the energy centers in your body. There's 7 major energy centers arranged from the base of your spine to the crown of your head. The energy that you generate in meditation rises through those 7 chakras and purifies them. It cleans out old sense impressions, stresses, trauma, anything that you might have been carrying for the whole of your life, and you never talked to anybody about
Or even
them.
past lives.
Or past lives, if you believe in such things. So meditation helps with those every time you meditate. So place your feet both of them flat on the floor, hip width apart. Straighten your spine as much as is comfortable for you, and there's no need to force anything. Let the back of your neck gently elongate as the crown of your head lifts slightly toward the ceiling. And then, ever so slightly, like you're nodding, tuck your chin down just a wee bit, and you can watch me do it, or you can watch Tess do it. Just tuck your chin, and that helps to bring the top of the head as high as it can. Again, there's no need to force anything. Take your thumb, both thumbs, and both forefingers, and place your hands flat down on your thighs. You can bring them in close to your hip creases or further away, whichever is comfortable to you. This is called Chin Mudra. Your palms are down, or some people prefer to put their palms up. I like palms down because that helps to ground me. Now close your eyes. Allow your eyes to soften. Smile. Go ahead. A nice, big, beautiful smile. This will help allow your facial muscles and your body to relax. Smile again, a nice, big, beautiful smile, and let your back and your belly do what Ray was talking about before. Just relax. Take a moment to scan your body and see if there's any sign of stress or discomfort. You can send warmth and relaxation to those places with your breath. Just focus on sending the warmth and relaxation to those places that have stress or tension. Now take in a deep, slow breath, and then release that breath fully. Again, a nice deep breath in, and exhale completely. One more deep breath in, and breathe out long. Excuse me. Now you can return to your normal rate of breathing. We're going to introduce you to a breath mantra. This breath mantra goes on day and night, every second of your life, from when you're born until you leave this earth. And the breath mantra is called Hamsa. It's spelled Hamsa. It's a Sanskrit word. As you breathe in, silently repeat hum on your in-breath. This is the sound your breath makes when you breathe in, hum. As you exhale, silently repeat sa. Sa is the sound your breath makes when you exhale. Hum on your in-breath, sa on your out-breath. Hum on the in-breath, sa on the out-breath. As you meditate, thoughts are going to come and go. That's inevitable. They always do. If you find yourself thinking when you meditate, just resume your silent repetition of hum on the in-breath and sa on the out-breath. Hum on the in-breath, sa on the out-breath. Now I'm going to ask you to please silently repeat this to yourself after me. It's the translation of Hamsa. I am that essence, which is calm and peace. Hum on the in-breath, sa on the out-breath. Again, repeat to yourself. I am that essence, which is calm and hum on the in-breath, sa on the out-breath. We're now going to do something which is very sweet. It helps you and it helps everyone else in the world. Silently repeat after me. I am breathing in calm and peace for myself. I am breathing out calm and peace for all people everywhere. Again, silently repeat to yourself, I am breathing in calm and peace for myself. I'm breathing out calm and peace for all people everywhere. Hum on the in-breath, sa on the out-breath. Hum on the in-breath, sa on. You can continue in this way and we'll meditate for about 15 minutes. Hum on the in-breath, sa on your out-breath. You can gradually bring your awareness back to the room. Taking a nice deep breath. And then let it out slowly. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. It's always good to come out of meditation slowly so you don't jar your mind and your subtle body. Don't set an alarm clock or a timer. Just have a clock somewhere nearby that you can look at if you feel like the time is right. Or you can just meditate and let the time go. Always remember that after each meditation, to shake out your feet and your legs and your ankles and make sure that you are firmly attached to the floor and that you can feel the floor with your feet. We don't want anybody falling, so take some time with that. Sometimes meditating relaxes us so deeply that our arms, our legs, everything falls asleep. So jiggle them around and make sure they're there before you stand up. We look forward to seeing you in the new year. And please be safe in all your travels. Once this Zoom is up on the website, you'll be able to access it and you can play it before you meditate if you find that to be helpful. Or if you've forgotten something, you can go back and do that. If anybody had an eye open and was watching me, you probably saw that I smile a lot. I find that helps to relax my body. You don't want to hold yourself so tightly or rigid that the energy can't flow and be fluid and gentle. So smile if that helps you. Tess is whispering. There might be time for a couple of quick questions if anyone has a question at this point.
It looks like there's a question in the chat, and then Ray also just raised his hand. So why don't I read the one that was in the chat that came from Kim, and she asked, does meditation open us to receiving direct guidance at other times?
Indeed, it does. It's the best way I know to get in touch with your own inner wisdom. There is an inexhaustible supply of inner wisdom there to be found. And the longer one meditates, the more of that one will come in contact with. And that goes hand in hand with what I mentioned earlier, that sense of joy that bubbles up from out of nowhere. They come from the same place. And meditation is the way to experience that. Great question. Thank you, Kim.
And then Ray, if you can just unmute yourself. So on the bottom, there should be a picture of a microphone that you can click on.
Yes, there I am.
Great.
I wanted to ask, I'm a terrible mouth breather and have been my whole life. I wondered, should I be breathing in through my nose and out through my mouth? I had heard that one time before. And quite honestly, I enjoyed the session so much.
Oh,
Thank
wonderful.
Good.
That's awesome. Good to hear.
Really, whatever is comfortable for you in the beginning. There are a lot of rules that people
In
yoga would like us to follow. But I think in the beginning, it's better to be comfortable with what you do. Since one of my headaches, my nose kind of went that way a little bit, and it doesn't breathe as well as it used to. And so I do the mouth breathing, and if the nose works, then that's great. Like you said, we've heard and we've been taught, breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. But when you get in a deep meditative place, there's nothing in there telling you to do that. You just do whatever is comfortable.
Go with the flow.
Yeah.
Be comfortable. That's the main thing.
Yes. Anybody else? Anybody else with a question?
Thank you all for joining us. We look forward to seeing you again soon. And
Oh,
yes,
in
we
the
have some
meantime-
wishes.
in the meantime, we have wishes. Happy Hanukkah,
Yeah.
peaceful solstice,
Oh,
Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, and Happy New Year.
yes, all that, all
those.
wrapped up in one.
And it doesn't matter what faith you practice, meditation can work like a
Hand in
hand in
glove.
glove
Yeah.
with whatever religion you practice or with whatever belief system you have. So
Yeah. Enjoy it.
enjoy it and enjoy the holidays.
Enjoy the holidays.
And try to take as much time as you can. 20 minutes a day is preferable. But if you need to work up to that, then 5 minutes, and then work toward 10, and then work toward 15.
Yeah.
And pretty soon you'll be like a pro. You'll be doing 20 minutes and you'll go, I want to do it twice a day.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes. Namaste.
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 See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so